world. This is Johnny Moe coming to you live from my office again. Wanted to talk to you about some upcoming videos and something to look forward to. And so here it goes. Today we want to talk to you about how I grew my business over 20 years. How you can grow your business to over $200,000. And I can tell you that it's you have to be patient. You know, there's an old saying that people say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And it's true. You know, I use what's called, and this is coming from, this is not coming from a book. This is not coming from, you know, I read a book the other day, now I want to share it with you. Or, you know, I was in college and I learned this great exercise and I'm going to share it with you at YouTube. This is coming from 20 years of experience on how to grow a business and what works the best. Now, I'm not saying that the other ways and the studied ways and the book ways don't work. They do work. But this is how I grew my business. And I use what's called the branch theology. And what that is when you climb a tree and you're stepping on a branch, the inside part of that branch, like let's say this pen was the branch, the inside part of that branch connected to the tree is the most solid and the strongest. The further you go out onto the branch, the weaker the branch is. What am I saying? If you're growing a business and you want to go from 0 to 60 right off the bat, here's where you're at. You're right out on the end of the branch. The branch hasn't had time to mature, can't keep the weight of it, and then boom, it collapses and it busts and you fall and fell. This happens to so many businesses, and I want to tell you something. It happens a lot in the landscaping business. I've seen it so many times down through the years. All these guys get in, they go balls to the wall, they start marketing, they start mass marketing, they're advertising everywhere, they're getting all these accounts, and everyone's getting, oh my God, they got so many accounts, how'd they do it? 2 years later, they're out. Why is that? Because number one, they don't know their craft. Number two, they don't know how to run a business. Number three, they're too far out on the branch too soon. So what we've done over the years is we've grown so slow that we grow with the branch. As the branch gets thicker and thicker, we go out further and further. You know, going into business is a risk, but it doesn't have to be some huge risk like you're going to lose everything if you're out here on the end of that branch. Guys, don't do that stuff. Listen to me. You know, go slow. I want to teach you over the next 4 to 5 videos how to build your business in such a way that you can make it the long haul. I'm not talking about making it for 5 years and then boom, you're gone. Or making it 2 years, boom, you're gone. I'm talking about making it to the point where this is a lifestyle for you. This is what feeds your family. This is what you make this is what you make your living off of. I bought this house off of that living. I bought my vehicles off that living. My girls are reaping the benefits of the sacrifice. You can't grow things overnight. You can't mature overnight. You know, I read a lot of success motivational books. I read a lot of books. In fact, I think you can see my bookshelf behind me. I've read hundreds, if not thousands, of books. I try to read at least 8 to 12 books a year. I believe in that. But there's some stuff, you got to watch what you read. You got to watch what you take into yourself and believe. You have to remember that these success motivational speakers are making money off the idea that you're buying their tapes and that you're buying, you know, their books. That's how they win. That's how they make their money. And that's cool. But you can't take everything in. Like, I'll give you a good example. One of the greatest books I've read is 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen A. Covey. And one of his points, everybody quotes. And they're like, oh my God, it's such a powerful, powerful revelation. You know, begin with the end in mind. Wow. That'll make you think. Think deeply. But how can you begin with the end in the mind when, as you grow, you mature? As you grow, your perspective changes. You know, my perspective on a 20 client member business is a lot different when I had 100. So if I'm trying to begin with the end in mind, how can I look when I don't have any clients and say at the end, I want it to look like this? Now, is that true about your life? You could sit down and say in your life that, you want, what do you want written on your tombstone? How do you want to live your life? What do you want your core values to be like? And, there's just so much stuff. I want you guys to be thinkers. I want you not just to take in a bunch of information and say, this is the way it's done, let's go do this. I want you guys to be deep thinkers. And when you think deeply, you can speak deeply. So I want you to think about everything you're taking in. Don't just take in a bunch of success motivation. Don't even take in everything that I say. Listen, I'm only, $200,000, a little bit over a business. I mean, the guys that are listening to me that are 500,000, they're going to laugh at what I'm about to tell you. But what I'm about to tell you will change your life. Listen, I live in a community that does not have a mall. Listen, this is how deeply I want you to think. You don't have to do a lot of marketing in your community. You don't have to read a lot of reports to find out if there's money in your community. If you don't have a mall in your community, that means there's no money in your community. And you're like, Johnny, that's simple. Listen, the people that build malls and Macy's and all, they only go where money is. Think about it, guys. Here's another way. If you do have a mall in your community, does it have a Nordstrom's? Because if it doesn't have a Nordstrom's, there's not real money in your community. Why? Because there's nothing cheap in Nordstrom's. If you don't have a true religion store in your mall, those are $300 jeans. Let me tell you something. If there's not an Apple store in your community, there's no money in your community. And you're like, John, listen, this is what I want you to do. If you want to find out what kind of money you have, go look at the mall. If you have a mall, that's great. That means there's some money there. That means you know about how much that you can make. When Hills was in business, they were in our community, but when they left, I questioned the manager. I said, why are you guys leaving? Like, you haven't even been here like a couple years. What's going on? He said, our data shows that in your community, it can't support a Kmart, a Hills, and a Walmart. So we have to go. And they shut down. Obviously, Ames bought them out, and then Ames went out of business. But I want you guys to think deeply. Think about this. Do you have a mall? If you don't have a mall in your community, there's a reason behind it. That means there's not money in your community. So for you to begin with the end in mind, all of a sudden you read a success motivational book, and now you're like, I'm going to be multi-millionaire. I'm going to go out, I'm going to change the world. Now you're all fired up, you got the dream going, you're going 100 miles a minute, not knowing that your community will not support your dream. Now, if that's your dream and that's what you want to do, you may to broaden your dream. You might have to go outside of your community. You might have to drive 45 minutes there, put a shop there, go across. I'm not trying to diminish your dreams. I'm just trying to get your mind to work to see that you can accomplish your dreams. But listen, the greatest book I've ever read, hands down, is the Bible. I believe the Bible is true from Genesis to Revelation. I believe every word of it. Absolutely. Unequivocally, you can argue with me to your blue in the face. If you ask me what book changed my life the most, it's the Bible. The man-person, Jesus Christ. I believe it. Jesus said that there's going to be 3 classes of people with you always. The rich, the middle class, and the poor. You can't get out of it. There's always going to be those 3 classes of people. The rich, about only 1% of people are really rich. There's a huge class of middle class, and there's a lot of poor people. As you noted, even in America today, they say about 48 million people are on some kind of welfare assistance. So that lets you know of a 300 million company, there's a lot of poor people. So having said that, you're going to be in one of those classes. It's not guaranteed that just because you're born that you're going to be rich. It doesn't mean you need to be poor, but it doesn't mean you need to be in middle class either. I believe that you can be successful in all 3 classes. And what I mean by that is to be free in all 3 classes. See, you won't hear this from success motivational people. See, what they do is they pump you up. You can do it. You can do it. Go for the millions. Go for the millions. When the truth is, very small percentage of people actually make it. It's kind of like this multi-level marketing companies that they feed you the dream. or it's a good sales, a good car salesman who puts you in the car and lets you drive the car to build desire. See, what you're really doing when you drive the car off the lot for a test drive, what you're really doing is you're building your dream. And when you come back, your mind has already started the process of how I can afford this car. They know that because desire has been built into you. So they know that they've got 50% of the battle already won, because all I need you to do is to have desire. And desire will activate the mind. The mind will activate in such a way that subconsciously it'll think how you can get this done. But the truth of the matter is this: there's times when you can't afford the car, but your desires take over and you buy the car. I'm saying all that to say this: I want you to be realistic. I don't want you to be some brainwashed guys out there that are going out and we're going to go hit it hard. We're going to take this business. We're multi-millionaires. If you don't have a mall in your community, you have no money in your community. Ponder that. No Apple store? Apple only goes where they can make money. Why do you think they're one of the best businesses in the world? Think. I want you to think. Grow your business smart. These next 4 to 5 videos will change your life. They will change your life if you'll just listen. Start building your business with the branch theology. Grow with your business. Learn your craft. Be a master at it. People who grow their business within 2 years, all of a sudden hire a bunch of guys, they don't even know what kind of guys they're looking for because they haven't even mastered their craft yet. So they hire a lot of people, they lose a lot of business, then the branch snaps and they're wondering what happened. Oh, there's no money in mowing. You don't even know how to bid the jobs yet. I want you to stop. Stop listening. There's nothing wrong with people giving advice who's been in the business, just started, and there's nothing wrong with that advice. The truth of the matter is, you probably haven't even made 20 grand in a month. Think about that. And now all of a sudden you're a pro, you're giving advice, and you're now leading disciples down this road. How you did it, how it works for you. YouTube is a very powerful thing, but the truth is we don't even know each other. We really don't know if you're just got 4 accounts or 5 accounts or 2 accounts. We don't know that. And, I can tell you from experience, 20 years, grow your business slow. Don't listen to everyone. Think through these things. I want you to be deep thinkers. I want you to think through some of the advice that you're getting. I'm going to give you advice on how to buy equipment. I'm going to give you advice how to market in your community without spending thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars or making goofy looking signs or anything. I'm going to show you how we did it. I'm going to show you in 2015 how to build your business, how to be a successful business, grow with your business, and eventually you can be out here because the branch can actually support you. That's my rant for today, guys. I'm telling you right now, I want to help you. I want to give you advice that no one gave me when I first started. When I first started in the 90s, there wasn't a lot of guys in the business, and they sure wasn't going to help you because you were a threat to them. They don't want to see you grow. Listen, I'm not going to go give my town advice so I can have more competition, but I'm going to give you guys advice. And listen, maybe my advice isn't for you, but I want to tell you what. If you'll take the advice, I'm sure it'll add value to you. I'm sure it will help you. So you guys have a great New Year. Happy New Year. And I'll be back next week with a couple videos plus my weigh-in on how to grow your business the right way, the branch theology, grow it slow, grow with your business. Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.